Out of the box, Tableau doesn't have the ability to do a dash line on trend charts, but you could probably do some Googling and find somebody that was able to do it by creating some calculated fields or something like that. But what you can do in Tableau is that you can adjust on each point here, what's actually being displayed. You can make that a shape. So it could be a plus sign, an asterisk, a square, or whatever shape that you desire. So the way that we start doing that is we need to create a dual axis chart. So that's done first with our measure values here. We want to duplicate it, which means actually we need measure values again just to the right. And you can do that one of two ways. If you hold down the control key, move it just to the right of the existing measure values, and it'll create that second chart. Or you can take measure values from your measures and drag it right next to the existing one. Next, what we want to do is we have in our marks card here, we have the marks for our first chart and then a marks card for our second chart. It's the second chart we want to change it from a line to a shape. So on the second one, we're going to choose, instead of automatic or line, we're going to choose shape. So now we're seeing shapes. But we want to choose what type of shape is shown for each measure. So the way that we do that is we take measure names and we can duplicate it just like we did measure values. You can do that one of two ways. You can hold down the control key and then drag measure names on the shape, or take measure names from your dimension window and drag that on the shape. Now if we click that shape button, we can choose what shape is being shown. So if we want to have an open circle for profit and maybe an open square for quantity, we can choose that, or choose any of the other shapes that ship automatically. If you want to have your own shape, you can certainly load those in. There's a KB article on how to do that. We'll click on OK. And so now there's our shape. So now we want these marks up here to be on top of the line up on our line chart. So we're going to right click on measure values, the second measure values, choose dual axis. Now you notice that the marks are slightly off. That's okay, because what we can do over on the right hand side on our right axis now is we want to choose synchronize axis. And now those marks are right on top of our line. We can hide that axis by simply choosing unchecking show header. And we could change the size of those shapes by clicking the size button on our shapes card and making those bigger or smaller. And the other thing that we can do with Tableau, and part of the reason why it's not always necessary to have a dash line, is over on the right hand side. Notice that we have this highlighter. So when the user actually clicks on it, it can actually highlight that particular line. You could do it by color or by shape. Either way, you could even hide this. But again, the point is that there's interactivity here, that users can click on the particular measure and they can see what line that is, so it actually stands out. So that's been using shapes on a line chart.